Welcome to my channel Young and the Restless Official, where you can get news about. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow, and I am your buddy. Now let's get started. In the upcoming episodes of The Young and the Restless on CBS, viewers can expect heated confrontations and startling revelations. Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson, and Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope, suspect something is amiss following a recent trip to Baltimore involving Adam Newman, Mark Grossman, and Chelsea Lawson Newman, Melissa Claire Egan. As Victor Newman, Eric Braden, and Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, discuss a potential takeover of Chancellor Winters, Victor's recent acquisition of shares from Mamie Johnson, Veronica Redd, raises questions about Lily Winters, Crystal Khalil, loyalty. Meanwhile, tensions rise within the Abbott family as Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman, confronts his son Kyle Abbott, Michael Mealer, over his relationship with ex-lover Audra Charles, Zuleika Silver. Diane Jenkins, Susan Walters, Kyle's mother, fuels the discord, causing further strain between father and son. But the most tantalizing spoiler suggests a public showdown at Crimson Lights where secrets about Adam and Chelsea's Baltimore trip are on the brink of exposure, threatening their respective relationships with Sally and Billy. As the drama unfolds, fans can anticipate a week filled with betrayal, power struggles, and intense emotional confrontations. Young and the Restless spoilers, Billy and Sally accuse Adam and Chelsea. The air in Genoa City crackled with tension as Billy Abbott strode into Crimson Lights, his jaw clenched, eyes blazing with determination. At a corner table, Sally Spectra sipped her coffee, her sharp gaze locking with Billy's the moment he walked in. She had been waiting for this confrontation, her mind whirling with thoughts of how they were going to handle the latest twist in their increasingly tangled lives. Adam Newman and Chelsea Lawson had crossed a line, and Sally wasn't going to let them get away with it, especially not after everything Adam had put her through. Billy slid into the seat across from her, his eyes flicking to the entrance to make sure no one else was around to overhear. "It's time," he said, his voice low but firm. "We need to confront them. Adam and Chelsea have been playing us, and I'm done sitting back, letting them pull the strings." Sally nodded, her fingers tightening around her coffee cup. "I couldn't agree more. Adam's always been a manipulator, but now he's dragging Chelsea back into his schemes. She's just as bad, playing innocent, pretending she's moved on while she's working with him behind the scenes." The situation had reached a boiling point over the last few weeks. Billy had suspected for some time that Adam was working an angle, but it wasn't until Sally confirmed her own suspicions about Chelsea's sudden involvement that everything clicked. Adam had been unusually cooperative lately, too cooperative, almost as if he was setting Billy up for a fall. Meanwhile, Chelsea had re-entered the Genoa City fashion world, and Sally couldn't shake the feeling that her former business rival was more involved in Adam's plans than anyone realized. The two of them, Billy and Sally, had an unlikely alliance, but in their shared frustration with Adam and Chelsea, they had found common ground. They had both been burned by Adam before, and Chelsea, well, she was just as dangerous in her own way. Together, they were determined to expose whatever game the duo was playing before it spiraled out of control. "We need to corner them," Billy continued. "Get them together, make sure they can't weasel their way out of it." Sally raised an eyebrow. "And then what? What if they just deny everything?" Billy leaned forward, his voice dropping even lower. "They won't. Not if we have proof." Billy nodded. "Agreed. But first, we need to set a trap." Later that day, Adam sat in his office at Newman Media, oblivious to the storm brewing outside his door. He was deep in thought, his mind preoccupied with the moves he had been making behind the scenes. He knew Billy had been sniffing around, but he was confident that his tracks were covered. Chelsea had been helping him distract Billy by pretending to care about her fashion career, and as far as Adam was concerned, everything was going according to plan. But he hadn't counted on Sally Spectra. A knock on the door pulled Adam from his thoughts, and he looked up to see Chelsea standing there, a guarded expression on her face. "We need to talk," she said, walking into the office and closing the door behind her. Adam raised an eyebrow, leaning back in his chair. "About?" "About Billy and Sally. They're getting too close. We need to be careful." Adam smirked. "Let them try. Billy's always been a loose cannon, and Sally, well, she's not as clever as she thinks she is." Chelsea's expression darkened. "Don't underestimate her, Adam. She's smarter than you give her credit for, and she's got a personal vendetta against us now. She's not going to back down." Adam's smirk faltered. He knew Chelsea was right, but admitting it was another thing altogether. Still, he had to stay in control. Let them dig all they want. There's nothing for them to find. Chelsea didn't look convinced, but before she could argue further, the door swung open, and in walked Billy and Sally. "Speaking of digging," Billy said, his voice cold as ice. "We need to have a little chat." Adam's eyes narrowed as he rose from his desk, a chill settling over the room. "What's this? A little ambush?" Sally crossed her arms, glaring at Adam. "Call it whatever you want, but we know what you've been up to. Both of you." Chelsea crossed her arms defensively. "I don't know what you're talking about." Billy scoffed. "Cut the act, Chelsea. You've been working with Adam this whole time, haven't you? Keeping us distracted while Adam runs his schemes behind the scenes." Adam stepped forward, his jaw clenched. "You're grasping at straws, Billy. There's nothing going on." But Billy wasn't backing down. "Don't play dumb. You've been planning something. We may not know all the details yet, but we know enough. And when we finally piece it all together, you're both going down." Chelsea's face paled, but she kept her composure. "You have no proof." Sally stepped forward, her eyes blazing. "Maybe not yet, but we will. And when we do, everyone in this town will know exactly who you are." Adam's smirk returned, though it was more forced this time. "Good luck with that." Billy and Sally exchanged a glance before turning to leave, but not before Billy delivered a final warning. "You've crossed too many lines, Adam. And this time, we're not going to let you get away with it." As the door slammed behind them, Adam and Chelsea were left in silence, the weight of the confrontation hanging in the air. For the first time in a long time, Adam wasn't sure he would come out on top.